Good evening, everybody. I'm Fictional Crystals, and we have gotten major leaks. Okay, so, wow. Season 5 is even more intense than I expected, and it hasn't even aired on TV yet. Season 5 will officially air on TV on Memorial Day, which is the 29th of May. 2-minute previews and screenshots for the new episodes have been leaked, so let's take a closer look at them. Steven's preparing to go on trial. Surprisingly, he was actually allowed a lawyer. The lawyer's name is not Moonstone like we previously thought. She's actually a Zircon. She's not fazed that she's with the supposed villainous Rose Quartz. She's more worried by the fact that she hasn't got the case ready yet, rather than the fact that she's with an unchained supposed killer. Apparently Rose shattered Pink Diamond in front of her entire entourage. We know one of the gems who saw the shattering was Eyeball, and another was probably Pearl. They hardly get any time to work on Rose's case, but I guess it's better than nothing. Frankly, I'm surprised the Diamonds would even allow Rose a trial. Before, we saw them as just the types who would shatter gems whenever. They didn't really care how small the crimes, but they're actually willing to put Rose on trial, probably because they want to talk to her about what she did. That's about it for the preview, but there are screenshots too. Blue and Yellow Diamond are back. Yellow has her ult design too. In the episode That Will Be All, Yellow's design was a bit off, mainly her outfit. That might have just been due to different storyboarders though. I'm glad that in the trial, she's gone back to her original design from message received. Blue's crying again. Lars appears to have been brought into the trial room, or Steven's been brought to the room Lars was in. His head's been bubbled. Not exactly sure why though. Blue Diamond's palanquin is behind Steven. He manages to steal it, and him and Lars escape. Then we've got off colors. Oh, look at that title card. We're seeing a HomeWorld city there. But more importantly, is it just me or does that look like White Diamond's silhouette? They even colored that part of the title card mainly white. Anyway, Lars and Steven just crashed Blue Diamond's palanquin. They ended up in a place really far down in HomeWorld. It's run down, a part of HomeWorld which for the most part has been abandoned. You can see gem writing on one of the pillars, and broken statues. One of them appears to be of a fusion, and another has the same gem cut as a Rose Quartz. The only reason Steven and Lars managed to survive the fall was because of Steven's bubble, the same power that Lars made fun of Steven for back in season 1. They're both getting hungry now. The last time Lars ate was a few days ago, when he was preparing for the potluck. A robonoid manages to find Steven because of his gem. These robonoids have the same functions as these eyes. Lars said if they stay still it might not see them, which of course doesn't work. He's obviously been watching Jurassic Park. Onto the screenshots. They managed to escape the robonoids by going into a kindergarten. There they meet these extremely unusual gems. Holly Blue Agate, once called Skinny and Carnelian, who are both defective gems off colors.
Even you hideous off-color betas!
These gems are defective too. Take a closer look at some of the holes we can see in the HomeWorld kindergarten. A few are overlapping each other. Kindergarten conditions need to be perfect. If the hole is too low or sideways, the gem could end up defective. Maybe the overlapping holes caused these gems to become defective too. Some of them are fusions. They might have accidentally ended up fusing while forming, because their holes are so close to each other. This one's gems appear to be fused like the cluster experiments. This one has a lot of gems. For the amount of gems she has, she should be a lot bigger, but instead she's a caterpillar. Also, the more gems in a fusion, the more unstable the fusion is. Yet she seems to be okay, and is fairly small for a fusion with that many gems. Perhaps that's because she was always a fusion. Like I said before, the close holes affected the gems. Then there's the slightly more normal looking fusion that appears to be made of a ruby and a pearl. You can definitely see those pearl expressions. This one's not a fusion, but she is a defective sapphire. Sapphires can come in every color except red. This one appears to be orange, but it's hard to tell because of the light. The robonoids manage to find them, but Lars beats them up. Unfortunately, while saving the others, one fatally injures him. He actually dies. I recently made a video talking about him possibly dying. I did not expect it to get confirmed that quickly. Looks like this leak was real. Luckily, in the next episode, Lars Head, which by the way has a new storyboarder, Steven saves Lars with his healing powers. We now know him, and by extension Rose, can bring back the dead.
You better pray your space goddess's magic can bring people back from the dead.
However, there was a side effect. Lars became another freaking lion. He turned pink when Steven brought him back from the dead. This is a big clue to lions' origins. Rose used to have 7 lions, one of which had a heart-shaped nose. That lion must have died, but Rose brought him back to life. Bringing him back to life with Rose's healing turned him pink and gave him powers, just like with what happened to Lars. I wonder if Lars is going to scream and create a warp now. Lars died while wearing a t-shirt with a skull on it. The skull t-shirt ended up getting ripped a lot. One of the rips is almost in the shape of a star. I guess he's a crystal gem now. He saved everyone else's lives. He went to the gem homeworld. He just turned pink and has powers now. If Steven let Ronaldo be a crystal gem, then Lars should be considered one too. Apparently Steven brought Lars back to life by accident. Because it was by accident, I wonder if he healed Lars with healing tears instead of healing spit. Steven was so shocked, so was Lars. He was actually apologizing for healing Lars. And Lars was just trying to comprehend everything that happened. They don't have long to dwell on this though, because the robonoids are coming back. Now this Sapphire might be ever so slightly shorter, but she doesn't look very defective. What appears to be really defective is her powers. Sapphires can predict the future, but she's predicting things after they already happened. These gems are HomeWorld outcasts. They can't show their faces in public. They're stuck in an old rundown part of HomeWorld. And it's why they become allies with Steven and Lars. They want to live peacefully and be accepted. And Steven will accept them. Now let's look at a few of the screenshots. Yep, Lars has the same powers as Lion. Steven can enter Lars's hair and go in the pocket dimension. I think Lars's hair has the same pocket dimension as Lion's. Because in this screenshot, Steven's back on Earth. In his house, next to Lion. Steven entered the pocket dimension through Lars's hair, but exited through Lion's. He can travel between Earth and HomeWorld. When going back to HomeWorld, he decided to bring some food for Lars. Going through the pocket dimension is a way for Steven to travel between worlds. But Steven's the only one who can use this dimension. Others can only enter or exit with his help. And these guys seem a bit big to put in Lars's hair. Plus, can Lars even enter his own pocket dimension? Because he'd have to go inside himself, it doesn't seem very likely. So Steven might have to find another way to get them off HomeWorld. If Lars has all the same powers as Lion, then he should be able to warp. This could be a way to get back to Earth. But the problem is, Lion got very tired just warping to the moon. HomeWorld is much further away from the Earth than the moon. Lars might not have the energy to make it that far. At least Steven himself can go back to Earth to ask for advice and get stuff now. But anyway, only a few more days until the full episodes air on TV. So thanks for watching and believe in Steven.
Salt is a rock, right?